You want to keep your business local. Visit SueDistractedDriver.com.
This is a legal advertisement. Work may be performed by other attorneys.
Main Street is calling your name. Down One Bourbon Bar is ready to be your lunchtime or happy hour destination. Located right next to the KFC Yum Center and one of the hottest spots on the Urban Bourbon Trail, Down One is the perfect place to kick back before the big game or concert. We're here to prove that what tacos can't cure, whiskey will.
They don't get back. Look at this steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop by Quickly. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Incredible.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maben. You're about midway to the midday with Marcus Maben. And you can call it.
What'd Steve say?
Back and just listen to Marcus Maben. So sit back and relax.
Aw.
Maben. Break it down like this.
Broadcasting live from the Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyer Studios. Time for Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Ooh, welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And a Wednesday.
Biggest game of the year. Must win. Season's on the line.
Of his entire legacy.
Jeff Brom loses this one.
His legacy is on the line.
Yeah.
What's the spread? Because if he doesn't win and cover, the legacy, Steve.
See, now you're being facetious. I'm being serious, though. You're one Stanford, Boston College loss away where I'm like, just beat Kentucky.
Legacy game. Boston College Friday night.
Yep. Turn my damn mic on. We're laying 7.5. 7.5 point favorites. The Cards on the road.
8150 93.9 is the number. How big of a game is this for the legacy?
Gotta win it, baby. Gotta win it. Let's keep it rolling.
Is the season and all the season and recruits on the line right now?
I got Pat Kelsey out here working, just doing his thing. Kicking rear end, taking names. They're going to be back out there on Monday night against Spalding. Then the next Monday, we got real season going. Look, I've got Boston College on Friday night. I'm gonna be Louisville, or I'm gonna be Bullet East Mail with Thine Own Eyes, and Boston College. Sorry. Boston College.
That was his fault.
Louisville, on my phone. So
Holy Cross.
No Holy Cross games this week. Well, I mean basketball. They do play football, but they know I have a obligation, or I would be at the Holy Cross games, rooting them on. But I've got the Bullet East obligation I've got to be at. So yeah, it's
sports world.
And Bullet East is kind of a lot like Louisville this year, where it's like, okay, you've dropped some games, so now you got to play you can still do something, but you got to, luckily you get mail this week to clean everything up.
Is that a dig?
No, that's a very facetious statement.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm being very sarcastic.
Okay, I was making sure.
Fantastic. When you're trying to get things back together, I mean, mail is exactly who you want to be able to work on some things.
Adam Zagoria,
Right.
Rick Pitino says he'd like college basketball super league of 18 to 20 teams.
I don't care.
To brace against the power of college football.
Well, thanks for that. Thank you, Rick. College basketball model's working just fine. Yeah, it's the football one that I do think is going to get tinkered with. And quite honestly, I think it can be tinkered with. And I'm okay with that.
It's time.
But basketball works just fine.
Get on a plane, go play a game,
The
be home.
conferences are perfectly
Steve,
set.
20 years ago, it was just fine to get on a plane,
Yeah.
go on the tarmac, get on the plane, play a game, and hope coach doesn't check your classes in the morning when you get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope I don't have to look at Davenport walking to meet me at Davidson Hall.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, man.
That's what college is.
Yeah. Like, listen, the college basketball model is perfect the way it is. You have a great off season. You have great college basketball has tremendous out of conference matchups all the time. The tournaments
is it easy to make a rival, a college basketball rival, to turn a team into a rival?
I mean, I think so. And
how many games does it take to turn a college team into a rival?
It almost needs to be I'll say this. It's hard for it not to just be a conference opponent, because conference opponents you play a lot of times multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for an out of conference team unless you get like but I mean, for instance,
Tennessee's going to be a rival after this game.
I can see it, because you can go back in history and they've went back and forth, and we've got big moments against Tennessee. They've got big moments against us. I mean, I'm fine with that. And especially if they come in here and it's a whiteout, which is tremendously timed. I think that was a great call by the people over at U of L that make that decision. Do it early, because you don't.
Is that Michigan State style?
Yeah, well, you don't. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you never know what could happen. Okay, so
take
advantage early. And let people get that rhythm back of like, okay, it was a big game. It was
Start
fun.
the year, yeah.
Because I think outside of a disaster, I mean, I think it's going to be a tournament team, and I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be bubble either.
Right.
But outside of a just disaster, which I can't fathom it being,
it can't be.
I think people are excited just to get back in there. And like, I don't think, say Louisville loses to Tennessee and they lost to Indiana and they win a game or two here, and I think people will still be back for Ole Miss.
And
then say they beat Ole Miss, they get beat by Duke, they get beat by Kentucky. I hate this. I'm not advocating for this. I think people will be back for Carolina. Like, I think people will stay engaged this year. Yeah, like, hey, man. And plus, at the end of the year, I mean, you can really win a lot of games. So we'll get into all that down the road here. But the point is, man, just you have, like, you capitalize on that area. It's going to be a big-time game. In Tennessee, I think it's a game you can win because of the atmosphere. And Tennessee's going to be really good.
Yeah, they're going to be juiced.
Yeah, but to your point, there could be a rivalry there. The Champions Classic, as much as I hate Kentucky, that's a great event, man. Like, the Battle for the Atlantis is a great event. Maui.
Point is, I don't think
college basketball is perfect the way it is, man. The tournament is perfect. I don't need anything. Don't change it. Everything's fine. Basketball is just fine.
But Rick said,
the conferences are great. Big East is awesome. We all love the Big East, and the Big East did a great job at just leaning into basketball. The ACC is great. The SEC is, I mean, hell, the SEC is actually really good this year. I mean, you could argue it's the best conference in the country this year. I mean, it's going to be tough. The Big 12.
What about Oregon going to the Big 10? Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, Oregon, and Washington, football. UCLA,
and basketball.
Yeah, they're there in basketball too. All the conference changes.
The reason I said it in football and basketball is because the conversation with Rick saying,
but nothing changes, even if, okay, let's say, for instance, the ACC blows up in football, just hypothetically, and Louisville ends up in the Big 12. I'm just looking from Louisville's point of view. Basketball still stays amazing. You're like, oh, so now we play Arizona and Kansas and Colorado.
There are no Power 5.
It wouldn't change
basketball teams that don't make you want to go play them.
And that, to me, is the perfect example of college basketball is perfect the way it is.
Now that we got the shoes out of it.
Well, that's definitely going to be a conversation today. I mean, I that's one I knew me and you would have to have on this show.
Why did you get sucked into that one so far?
Well, because Phil Baker and myself,
God,
we've sat back here many times, and me and Phil, we were like the old guys on the street corner screaming, and nobody wanted to listen to us. Repent!
You're crazy.
Repent! and nobody wanted to listen until Jesus came back, and then it was
Too late.
Yeah, too late now. But it was
It's never too late, people.
It's never too late. We're kidding, yeah, obviously. But Phil and I were like, where's he going? Dead air. Dead air.
Just let it go. Dead air on him. Okay, I'm listening.
So Phil and myself would just sit in the back corner when the NIL would go on, and nobody wanted to listen to Crazy Steve and Crazy Phil. And we were like, they're going to start wearing their own shoes. They're going to start wearing their own shoes. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. When NIL starts, I don't care if they're Adidas, if they got a Nike deal, they're going to start wearing their own shoes. And people were like, no, they won't. Nobody will break a deal. Nobody will break an Adidas deal.
because the university's in charge.
Okay. All right. Well, now it's happening. And it's happened to Rutgers. If you haven't
Oh, yeah.
story,
Fill people in on the story.
Rutgers right now has 2 of the top 5 players in the country. They got Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, who's the son of Ron Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And they played an exhibition the other
night.
Did
they play multiple?
They did.
Okay.
They did. Because that's how me and you, I was like, well, they lost. And like, no, they won. I'm like, well, both happened.
Okay.
So they played St. John's a couple times. I think it was like for a charity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
quote unquote.
Yeah, whatever. My charity is 502 Circle.
Yeah.
But
right.
Yeah. The KFO 502 Circle.
that diagram. Look, 502 Circle, charity, Louisville.
Yeah.
502
See, it's crazy because we're going to actually give it to Nick Valvano and the V Foundation, and they're going to give it. I shouldn't be bringing the V Foundation in this
Ponzi scheme. Yeah,
but I'm going to
just say yo. Wait,
the V Foundation is going to
write
donate to the 502 Circle. Genius.
Which donates
to going to give it back to the
Isaac Brown.
Yeah. It's going to be brilliant. So, but the thing is Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, they wore Nikes. Now, Rutgers is an Adidas school.
Okay.
So they get on there. A lot of people start noticing this, and they're like, hey, what's going on with this?
They noticed it.
They're like, well, this is an exhibition game, so maybe there's a rule where they can.
There's no way you're going to be allowed to be in that uniform.
Right.
And have a different.
So Ron Harper says, no, my son's wearing Nikes all year long. I'm a Nike guy. Nike's where our bread is buttered. He's wearing Nikes. Now word is that Adidas Rutgers deal is going to be no more. So where does it go? And I get Adidas. You have to do that. You have to do that, or else everybody's going to start doing it.
They're going to start rope punking you.
Yeah, but it's going to happen. Like, what are you going to do when? I mean, Nate Ament just signed a big deal with Reebok. Okay.
And then, like, don't get us started on the medical waivers.
Sure. Where I Adidas hurts my feet or Nike hurts my feet. A doctor said the way Nikes are made,
Dr.
I
Patel
can't wear them.
Said, this is my Dr. Patel's
Beyond
prescription.
Yeah.
That says no more Adidas. Not that Dr. Patel would.
No, but I mean, seriously, like I can't wear Under Armour shoes. Honestly, Steve Rummage, Under Armour shoes. I love Project Rocks. I love.
We all use that at some point in our childhood, Steve.
What?
Mom, I can't wear Under Armour.
No, listen, I'm serious.
Mom,
I'm telling you.
No, actually, I'm on Steve's side on this one. We got fat, wide feet, man.
I love
both of y'all.
The Project Rocks.
Okay.
I love all his gear. Okay. I just can't wear the shoes, man. They hurt my feet so bad. They rub my feet. I just like, if I had to play ball in Under Armour shoes, I would be miserable. Like, I hate them.
Yeah, I can't wear Puma or Nike.
Like, so I get it. Like,
I don't believe either.
like if you're
I
like,
love the gear, but I can't.
yeah. Like, it's one of those things, man, where if you like it, like, okay. So
okay. If you were getting paid to wear them,
I mean, I could suffer through it. Sure.
That's the point. See?
But
yeah, suffer
here's
through
the
it.
kicker. But what happens when Nike's paying me and I go to the Under Armour school and I'm wearing these shoes? And I'm like, God, these suck. Like, these really hurt my feet. And I'm going, and Nike's looking at me, giving me money, you know? And it's like, well, man.
They're going to make you wear the tape over it.
I mean, sure.
Okay. They're going to make you spat.
Absolutely. Like, but it's going to start happening. How do you stop it? When NIL started, how do you stop it? It's going to happen. Lawsuits are going to get involved. But I mean, like the shoe deal days for schools are coming to an end. Like, not saying there won't be them, but the money is going to go down for them. This is why I'm not worried when everybody's talking about, oh man, we got to stay, we got to do this, got to do this. I'm like, listen, the money's going to come way down on these.
So you're saying people should let go of the emotion of
yeah,
attachment.
Because there's going to start being clauses in these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just how it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no way to stop that, because you're going to get one judge that's going to
say shoe companies can individually, you as a university can have a deal, an apparel deal.
Yeah.
But a shoe,
you can't force a kid to wear this. So we're going to, if he's got a written contract,
because they'll separate apparel from shoe, because they'll say, I can see it now. The shoe is a actual like tool or something, like
absolutely.
It's like a hockey stick or something. Like, no, you can't have eminent domain over the shoe.
That's pretty funny. Somebody said, did Steve say he's wearing the Project 2025s? That's a good joke. I can put my political beliefs down and say that's a hilarious joke.
A good joke.
I'm here for that. Yeah, and Reebok is owned by Adidas, I'm pretty sure. So I was just using that as
or is Reebok owned by Nike?
No, I thought.
Yeah, I thought they were owned by Nike.
Oh, maybe they are then. I thought Adidas.
I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't speak fluent shoe.
No, me either at all. I'll be honest with you. It's shockingly how
you
bad.
used to.
I used to. Now, now that I'm coaching, and like I said, one of our, I mean, we've got a young man named Jordan Jackson who is going to be you're going to watch him playing Division I basketball at a high level one day. Hopefully here at Louisville, I'd love to see that. But he is a freshman, and he walked out and he was so proud of like these lavender Devin Bookers and just, you get at these camps, and it was like, I don't even know what's cool anymore.
I don't even know what's cool anymore.
He walked out and I said, are those cool? He was like, yeah. I got this
let's have a team vote.
Marcus, I've got this 6'7" giant freshman looking at me who has a 7'1" wingspan. And I'm like, are those cool? Like, yeah.
Speaking of being out of touch, people, this is a separate yourself from sports for a couple of seconds and know that your freedom of speech is on trial right now in Fulton County. Speaking of being out of touch, Steve.
Oh,
you remember?
Pops?
No, you remember?
This had to do with Pops.
The trial
in Fulton County.
The trial, the Young Thug trial.
Oh yeah.
I hope people have it. People, your lives, the ruling over your lives is online. Yes, the same court that has the Trump issues going on or whatever, the Fannie Willis, all that stuff, right?
There's no issue.
I agree. Simultaneously, you know what they're doing right now, Steve? You know what they're doing in court right now, Steve?
I'm listening.
Ma'am, you consider yourself an expert in hip hop?
Uh-huh.
Yes, you're okay. They introduced this lady as an expert in hip hop.
She's like, why? Yeah.
Yes. Listen, do you know what a lick is, ma'am? Right? So he says, yes, it's when the criminal steals money or maybe a smash and grab or anything he does in the streets to make money is lick, right? They're admitting this into evidence from a song. Like, Nikki, you use, like, Steve's son is from Bullitt County.
Oh, yeah.
And he says words like ops, lick back, like.
Oh, I can't even understand what he's talking about.
That's exactly the point I was going to come in here and say.
Yeah.
Anybody with a teenager, no matter their background.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot understand them because parents don't realize this is gang slang they're saying. You the ops, bro. That's when your mom won't make some Pop-Tarts for you. Oh, mom, you acting like the ops.
Uh-huh.
They're taking these phrases and saying, you know what this lady said? She said,
Xavier says, what the Sigma? And I don't even know what that means.
Steve.
What?
Yeah, Xavier's like, what the Sigma? I'm like,
the lawyer says,
that's a new one.
The lawyer says 100, got 100 in the Tahoe, right?
Uh-huh.
He says, does that mean he put 100 shots in your Tahoe? Or he's running around with 100 bullets in the Tahoe? And she's like, well, it could mean anything.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You don't know. And they're
using this as evidence.
The lady said,
song lyrics.
The lady said, the witness, who's the professional expert, says, if a guy says 100 whatever in your Tahoe, and a year and a half later, somebody in a Tahoe actually gets killed, in a drive-by or something.
Yeah. They did it because you said
No. It's worse.
Okay.
They're saying you told us, or you told the world you were going to do it before you did it.
Sweet Jesus, man.
And he's going to be sitting in front of a jury.
Yeah.
And they're right now going, I'll do this to your mother if you mess with me because I'm the baddest, gangster. They're reading these lyrics. And I'm like.
So by this, logic.
Yeah. And guy does the natural. He goes, have you ever seen Goodfellas, ma'am? So you're telling me that.
So if a guy got shot in Reno and died, Johnny Cash would have been in trouble for it.
Nikki.
Just to watch him.
Nikki. And listen, and Young Thug hadn't talked to these guys in 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're out here still doing crimes. And they're saying, you funded them. Or they're doing these crimes for the crew. And he's like, I don't talk to them, Jesus. I've been rich for 12 years. God, what?
I know.
That's dangerous.
That's scary. That's 649. I know every one of the texter says your son's got the brain rot. Tell him he's got Skibbity Ohio Riz. And I'm like, I know I've heard every single one of those words.
Right.
That's what's scary.
Right.
By the way, what the Sigma?
That's gang talk.
Is a teen slang phrase that uses the word Sigma as an expletive to intensify an interrogative. That's what my 6-year-old says. So I don't want to stop him because I can't do another kid who's not mean enough on the field. So I just kind of let him. He's a good student. I don't know what happened.
He's got to be happy.
Xavier's teachers love him. They're like, oh, he's fantastic. How about this? We go in and they're like, oh, Xavier's amazing. Like he come home with the student of the month thing for September. And
or he's bullying them like he just.
And I'm like literally, I grabbed the t-shirt. And I'm like, what did he tell you he's going to do to you? Like,
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, like I covered my mouth and was like, hey, I was like, if he's threatened you, yeah. No, they're like, no, he's amazing. They're like, oh, he helps everybody out. He helps.
You did say he was excited about going to school.
He loved it.
And you were surprised.
And he's great. I'm like, maybe I'm just bad. Maybe there's no structure at home. Maybe, I don't know. Like, maybe it's me.
You're the one except I recommend people homeschool, and Steve is probably the only exception.
Because the moment he walks in the door, he throws his backpack. What's up, cheese nuts? I'm going to play my game. You're like, what the heck? Like a young gangster just walks in. I'm like, all right, well, it's his house. Yeah. And they're like, oh no, he's an amazing kid.
Well, you'd rather have it that way than be a terrorist at school.
Would you? I don't know.
You just got to deal with them a little bit. I'll tell you what, we'll reset the show, take a quick commercial break. 939 The Ville. Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Elevate your game and leave foot pain in the dust with New Horizons Foot and Ankle in Louisville. Our top-ranked award-winning doctors deliver next-level care with cutting-edge treatments. Now, whether you're battling foot and ankle pain, dealing with sports injuries, or looking for peak performance, laser treatments, or custom orthotics, we've got the advanced solutions to get you back on your feet pain-free. Visit kyfootdoctor.com. New Horizons Foot and Ankle, where innovation meets excellence.
Lou City FC is back at Lynn Family Stadium for the 2022 season.
Near the edge of the six, and it's Brian Ownby! He knocks it in!
Averaging over 10,000 fans each match, you won't want to miss the roar of the crowd when the boys in purple take to the pitch inside the new state-of-the-art stadium. Cheer the team on in their 8th season and experience a matchday atmosphere like no other.
It's up at the feet of Lancaster, and he clattered it in!
Visit LouCity.com to view the schedule and purchase tickets for all of the games this year. That's LouCity.com.
Hey, Cards fans, do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com, and be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future, whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice. These are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to
Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
At Holiday World's Happy Halloween weekends, the fun never ends. In fact, it's been sweetened. As the sun sinks low, there's a thrill in the air. Thunderbird, Hello Swings, ride if you dare. 500 drones in the sky start to swirl. Free soft drinks and candy, because it's Holiday World.
Happy Halloween Weekends is back at Holiday World weekends through October 27th. All your Halloween favorites, plus the all-new Kitty's 3D Candy Farm. Get tickets at holidayworld.com.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Shop Macy's lowest prices of the fall today. For the season's best prices on what you need now. Save 40 to 60% on new styles to get you ready for cooler temps. Like cozy coats for your crew, the perfect sweaters for layering, and more fall wardrobe updates. Plus, don't miss amazing specials for you and your home. So good, they won't last. At Macy's.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Hockey fans, here's a cool offer. BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is giving existing customers another reason to lace up and hit the ice this season. BetMGM is adding excitement to the goals, the checks, the faceoffs, the breakaways with NHL Odds Boost Token. Take your shot on extra winnings when you bet on NHL action with your favorite sports betting app, BetMGM. All you have to do is log into your existing BetMGM account today to receive your NHL Odds Boost Token. Then simply add your hockey wager to your bet slip and activate your token. If your wager lights up the lamp, you'll receive extra winnings and unrestricted bonus dollars. Now that's an epic power play.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kentucky only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market and expire 24 hours from issuance. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you want to grow your business? ESPN Louisville wants to help take it to the next level. Let ESPN Louisville assist through the best sports talk. Email us at partnerships@espnlouisville.com. That's partnerships@espnlouisville.com. Become a partner of the sports leader, ESPN Louisville.
Does your business need an upgrade in cybersecurity? Odds are, if you're a small business, you do, because that's where criminals prey.
They know small businesses don't have the resources to prevent attacks. That's where our friends at Louisville Geek came in to help us. Not only did they upgrade our outdated computers, they made us safer from attacks.
Louisville Geek has been around for nearly 2 decades. They offer 24/7 support, and their online pricing calculator gives you transparent pricing.
Use who we use at ESPN Louisville. Louisville Geek. LouisvilleGeek.com.
Looking for a great place to meet friends, gather with other Louisville Cardinal fans, or host your own party for up to 150 people? Join the University Club of Louisville on the U of L campus. Membership is open to U of L faculty, staff, alumni, and friends. If you aren't a member, you are welcome to come and try us out. We invite you and your friends to stop by for lunch or happy hour and learn more about how to be a part of the University Club. The club's hosted special events for members for more than 3 decades. Visit our website at uclublouisville.com to learn more about membership.
If you're like me, you like your bourbon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now I can have it on my wings too. Introducing Wing Zone's new Sweet Bourbon Blaze. Sweet Bourbon Blaze combines the sweetness of molasses, a hint of bourbon, and a touch of spice. It's delicious on our boneless, original, and our hand-breaded tenders, but it's only here for a limited time. Order now at wingzone.com to satisfy your bourbon craving. Wingzone.com. You got it.
Follow the leader, ESPN Louisville, your home for the college football playoff, NFL, the Final Four, and the best sports talk. We are ESPN Louisville.
Wet basement or basement leak? Call Case Foundations Repair and Waterproofing, who uses state-of-the-art technology for basement and crawl space waterproofing and offers a lifetime transferable warranty. Put a local pro in the case. Call today and ask about their reduced and no-interest payment plans. Case Foundation Repair and Waterproofing.
93.9 Studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at gfhcompany.com. You gotta go in there focused on Castellano, right?
Yeah, I mean that immediately is the number one thing for me. You know, they have a running quarterback, they have a kid, but man, we really beat them down last year. Now, granted,
he made his first start against us, right?
No, he had been in.
Maybe the game before us or something.
He might not have started the season out to starter. You might be right about that. But he had played before, because that was the story going into the game, was how good of a runner he was.
Yeah, maybe he started with Satterfield. Like, maybe he's here longer than I missed a year.
But he's a heck of a player, man. Now, granted, I just think we're a better team. Like, it does get twisted, because around here, we think sometimes you forget, you're like, man, 3 losses. Like, God, man,
we're criticizing our own. We're hypercritical.
The computers, did you see the FPI?
No.
They got a 17. Because it's like, yeah, no, I mean, if you just did straight up numbers, who's good, it's like, yeah, no, Louisville's a really good team.
You lost to Notre Dame by a touchdown. Yep.
Yeah. And all 3 the teams that, I mean, Notre Dame looks like, I mean, now that Navy and Army are good, Notre Dame might be back in the playoff.
And for people who don't thumb through the weeds, SMU just lost their biggest threat.
Yeah.
In Maryland.
Yep.
That tight end that was killing us.
Yeah.
Or kept jumping off the film.
Yeah.
They just lost him for the season.
Yeah. But they're ranked. I mean, like, you know, and it's and Miami, I mean, obviously they're top 6 team. So, I mean, you haven't you've not nationally, people look at this game and go, oh, you know, Louisville team's pretty good. Like,
I keep going back and forth. Help me out with this one, Steve. 10 times. Okay. Everything you know.
Yeah.
I'm asking this question, having watched Miami again. And in the 3 losses.
Yeah.
I want you to give me your Steve Rummage out of 10 percentage. You play him 10 times. Health not being a factor.
Okay.
You play Miami 10 times.
Yeah.
Notre Dame 10 times.
Sure.
What do you finish? SMU. And Texas, feel free to jump in on
it. You want out of 30?
Yeah. I want you to play Notre Dame 10 times. I want you to play SMU 10 times. And like, if you just had a whole season of 10 games, Louisville versus Notre Dame, Louisville versus SMU, Louisville versus Miami.
Miami, Notre Dame, for me, Notre Dame would be probably 5.
You split 5.
I'm sorry, Miami. I'm so sorry. Miami's offense. I think you'd probably go. I think that game was a flip game. I think the way it happened was about the way it would happen. It would be flip, except that touchdown would count. Louisville would get a stop, or Isaac Brown wouldn't fumble in the end zone, but their guy would. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think those two teams.
Thor Griffin made a great play knocking that ball out.
Yeah, you felt like you were watching two equal. You were like, this game, they're 2 equal teams. Like that's what it felt like.
Okay.
So,
Miami, you would say 5.
SMU, 7. I think we beat SMU 7 out of 10 times, maybe 8. Like I think that's the game that I'm like, you had a stupid plan. Defensive, we're subbing in and out. We're doing ignorant stuff. You know, it was like Notre Dame probably be about the same as Miami. 5.
I think you split them.
Yeah, I mean, because their defense is tough. They're good. So, yeah, I think
when our defense is playing well, we're tough.
But that's why 5 of those games, my defense plays good, and I win. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard to, because my fandom wants to go. Well, I mean, it'd be 6 out of 10.
right.
Well, I'm not saying we're better, but I'm saying we're as good as the number 6 team in the country. That's what's maddening. We're as good as a top 10 Notre Dame team. You know, we're better than SMU.
What is Notre Dame
that
right
one
now?
we're better. What do you know what Notre Dame is up to?
Let's see. We'll pull that up real quick.
Let's look.
Let's see here.
Look, the first two texters say, in these hypotheticals, do we have competent officiating? That's fair.
Listen. I am sorry, texter, because just by saying hypothetical, I was waiting for them to pick apart my hypothetical.
Yeah, no,
because we're good at picking apart the hypothetical.
12.
Too.
They're 12.
Okay, so you feel like you're as good as the number 6 and 12 team in the country?
Got number 24 Navy this week. That'll be a fun game.
Which mistakes did we make that they forced? Okay, when you see that fumble, the Isaac Brown fumble, is that an Isaac Brown fumble or is that a Miami fumble? Making a play. His head's on the football.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good play.
His head. Listen, that's one. Listen,
because I would be pissed if I listened to a Miami fan tell me that Thor Griffin didn't make that play.
Yeah,
dude, he made that
retroactively. Like I was mad at Brown for fumbling, and I'd sit in the film room with that kid. I was like, "This is good football," and he popped you good, And I really do think he was so concentrated on ball security, it almost made that football slippery for him.
He was squeezing it a little too hard. One of those things,
squeezing the pill too tight. Yep. So SMU.
Yeah.
You think
I think you're
7?
better. I think you're better. Yeah, I just think you're better than SMU. I watched that game up close. You're a better team. I had better players.
Yeah.
I had a better coach. I'm just better than SMU. I had a flawed defensive plan in that game.
Did you answer the question about competent officiating?
We're hoping that it was competent officiating. Yes, in my hypothetical, yes. We're when we actually cause a fumble, we're getting the ball.
Oh, okay. Is there any?
I feel like we beat SMU.
Okay,
we got the ball.
If you had 5 favorable officiated games and 5 cheaters, how many times do you think you could beat the fix
against SMU?
Yeah,
I still think you would beat it because you beat SMU this time
with bad refereeing.
You beat them. I mean, you caused that fumble. Tyler Shuck is playing as good as any quarterback in the country right now. Ja'Cory Brooks, I agree with Jeff Leipzig. It's not being talked about enough, which, by the way, I don't want to, but I should go back and pull the sound of Steve Rummage right before the season saying, I know everybody's talking about Colin Lacey, but like you feel like I'm watching Ja'Cory Brooks. I mean, like this feels like he's going to be the best receiver.
He's a dude.
But here's the thing. I agree with Jeff. I think he's pushing a 2nd round grade right now. Like he's going to get picked early. Brooks. Yeah. He's going to be an early pick in the draft. Tyler Shuck's going to get drafted. Tyler Shuck was going to take Louisville and put them in field goal position. Now, do we hit it? Who knows? Probably, yeah, because if it's a pressure kick, Travis Stead usually comes through.
Yeah.
So, like, in my opinion, that one's the one. That one's the one aggravates me more than any of them, the SMU one, because I'm like, you did what you had to do.
Yeah,
Miami,
even with your losses.
Watts, you get that ball, and I agree with you, but I mean, Miami still, okay, there's 5 minutes left to go in the game, whatever. Miami still, everything I watched, there's a good chance Miami's going to go out and score. Now, you don't know. Maybe they throw a pick, maybe do something crazy. You still could have lost that game.
Oh, man, sometimes we were getting to him with 4. We were. Like I said, other than like I said, I think we just respected him way too much. When you watch, it's like, no.
How do you feel about this?
I'm listening.
I don't hate this. Miami 3 out of 10. Mine's a little higher than that, but I get where they're saying that was a hell of an offense. Man. SMU 9 out of 10. Notre Dame 5 out of 10. I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think.
You know what? You know what? The optimistic. Okay, we made plays. But Miami missed a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Dude. They missed a couple slants where they even went to Jeff. They showed Jeff after an incomplete pass, and he was going crazy because he knew and I knew, and you were watching it. Miami missed that one.
Yeah.
So I could argue they were better. I could argue they were better.
I think there's part of
the way Fletcher Jr. Like I could argue they were,
and I'll prove it to myself. I'll argue to myself. All right, now you split me in 2, and Steve Rummage is sitting on the other side of Steve Rummage, and he's going, Steve, you're a psychopath. And you took that loss way too well. What's that mean? You know what that means, Steve. That means deep down, you watched that game and was like, they might be better. They might be better. Yeah. And it's like, okay. So I could listen to that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to say 3 or 4.
I could say we if we played well,
yeah,
and took advantage of opportunities to win the game, we could take a couple. But like I said, that's tallying them missing a lot of easy ones that they normally hit on.
Yep.
Restrepo's, hey man, that touchdown to Restrepo,
that's as good as the play as you're going to see.
That is as good of a play and ball location.
Catch,
oh, man.
all fingertips. Yeah, that's what I say. Now, granted.
See, when you start doing that.
I'm not here to kiss Miami's rear end. I feel like we're doing too much of that.
Here's the thing.
I still think they're going to get killed when they play an SEC team.
That, and everybody thinks that, and that's why the referees are going to give them the game again. They're going to keep on going.
Well, now, are you kidding me? Well, yeah, Miami's getting some help from the ACC. They haven't saw nothing. Wait till they get in the playoff with an SEC team.
the slant to Chris Bell.
Yeah.
That's a weapon.
It is.
That's a weapon.
Bell's good, man. And that's good for us because
that's a weapon, man.
Corey Brooks gone next year. Colin Lacey gone next year. Like you want to see a Chris Bell, a guy like that.
Hey, man, and he runs hard when he catches the ball, right?
He's always had big playability. I mean, we've seen that on display, right?
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, Chris Bell looked big time. He didn't get in the end zone, but the way he caught that slant, and you know me, like to me, the slant is like the quick slant is like the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
In any kind of one-on-one, if you can get that timing good, I'm always scared it's gonna get tipped by the lineman though.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Chris Bell running that slant, I'm like, okay, hopefully he's earned a couple more touches.
Yeah.
A couple more, just bubble, I don't know if it's screen or just, let me ask you this. It'll be the last question I ask, with the receiver situation.
Yeah.
It was obvious part of the game.
I'm going to have to upgrade my Twitter. I'm sorry. It's insane that you can't edit tweets without paying. I'm going to just start paying. just want to send a tweet. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to congratulate Reese. That's it.
What do you got going on?
I'll tell you in a little bit. We'll chat about it for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Quick passes to Brooks and Bell and Colin Lacey and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And
They're dudes.
Yeah. I mean, eliminate the screen part of it too, the bubble screen part of it. Maybe one receiver out there and let them go. Let them do it. Let them do their thing.
Yeah. I mean, that play that Corey Brooks made, I'm telling you, I just fell in love with that, man. The catch, rip through, one step in, you get outside, like that's next level. That's why he'll go second, third round.
Reading the defender when the ball's on the way.
Yeah.
Knowing what to do right there. Listen, let me take a second to give me a shout out. And a special thanks to one of the newest members of the team. That would be one Kentuckiana Pump Sales, for every home, building, business, or municipality that all rely on the movement these pumps provide. The moment you need a water or sewage pump, you should be thinking Kentuckiana Pump Sales. They're like our first responders or essential personnel. Over 36 years of experience, best service, fairest possible price. And it's right over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. People, go see Harold or go see Mark. They'll find out exactly what you need. Utility, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, of course, or give them a call, 812-725-9217, or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Yeah. Love it.
Is Colin Lacey going to make money?
I think so.
Is he fast?
Yeah.
Had a 100-yard kickoff return.
That was great blocking.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but even to stop and then get started again and outrun people, well, that's tough, man. And I mean, Lacey, I think he has no eligibility remaining, I believe. Like I said, Brooks, the NFL draft pick. He doesn't have eligibility, but even if he did, the dude's not coming back. So yeah, I mean, there will be. I mean, now granted, we're only halfway through the season, so I'm not redoing my roster yet for next season. But it's also reasons to believe. While on one hand, somebody said this to me, and this is the best response I had. They were like, "Steve, what are we going to do next year at our skill positions?" I'm like, "Well, why are you worried?" Because man, they're all going to be gone, and they're going to the NFL. I'm like, "Well, then we can still finish out pretty good, right?" So, some pretty good players. you can still have a hell of a season.
And Colin Lacey wasn't here last year.
Nobody's playing in the bowl game.
And Jabor.
Our bowl game is going to be like a skeleton crew. 93-9 DeVille. Kentucky at the bowl game.
Loose